So 5.1, rate of change in slope. We did change in y's over change in x's. 260 feet per minute is what this means as far as units. So almost the length of the football field in a minute is how far they go. All right, next slide. So this question says, in case you can't read it, in problem 1, do you get the same rate of change if you use non-consecutive rows of the table? Explain. So do you get the same rate of change if you use non-consecutive rows in the table? So what the heck does that mean? Non-consecutive rows would be like doing the 4th row minus the 1st row. 1040 minus 260, 4 minus 1. You're going to get the exact same slope every time. And again, we know that because the x's and y's go up by a constant amount. So if the x's and y's go up by a constant amount, it is linear. Okay, so that's the answer to that question. Okay, so if you're having blurry issues, you're not going to be able to tell what the hell's going on here. So just draw your coordinate plane. If you have graph paper, bust it out. If you don't, go buy some. This ordered pair right here is -2, -1. So if you can't see that, write that down. -2, -1. The other ordered pair is 1, 1. So if you can't see this up here, write that down. And then all we're doing is we're trying to find a place where it exactly crosses on the grid. So it crosses like right where 2 lines go like that. It crosses exactly here, here, here. Doesn't cross there, doesn't cross there, crosses exactly right here. Okay? And then all you have to do, so these are other places where it crosses. Got 4 different spots on this graph where it crosses exactly on the grid. So they just did between these 2 points, and they're counting up 2 units. If we go up, that's a positive direction. And if we go to the right, that is also a positive direction. So they say right here it goes right 3 units. So plus 3. It is always, always, always y on top, x on the bottom. Trick to remember that is just y to the sky. Y is always on top, y to the sky. So if that kind of silly stuff works for your brain to help you remember, just write down y to the sky and you're never going to forget that the y goes on top. So the rise part, the y part on top, so 2 over 3. That's what m is. What's the slope-intercept form of an equation? Somebody tell me. Slope-intercept form. You guys have been doing it for 3 years. So you're number 4 on this. Yay, are you? Y equals mx plus b. Do you agree, Anna? I saw Anna unmuted her mic, so I want to give her a chance to say as well. So y equals mx plus b. So we're dealing with the m in this lesson, all slope, all day long, okay? So going over to this other graph, this ordered pair down here, that's not a great color. 2, -2. This ordered pair up here, -3, +2. So they started at this top point, and they went down 4 units. So if you go down, it's minus, negative. So -4 over here. And then over here, they went to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So +5. So our slope for this one is -4 over +5. The other way I could count this out, let's say I go right there, I went up 1, 2, 3, 4. So +4. Notice over here it was -4. Now it's +4. And then if I go to the left, now I'm going in a negative direction. So it's negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So minus 5. So this thing turns into positive 4 over negative 5. Are these two the same? Nod your head, yes or no. Are they the same? I have seen not a single person say the right thing yet. Good job. I saw that. It was good, like simultaneous change there. I like that. So negative 4 divided by 5 is negative 0.8. 4 divided by negative 5 is also negative 0.8. These two are the exact same thing. Okay? So let's just show you that so you can believe me, because sometimes you guys don't. Right? Negative 0.8. And if we do negative 4 divided by 5, still negative 0.8. So what does that all mean? What it means is it doesn't matter where the heck you put the negative. You can put it on top, you can put it on the bottom, or you can put it, this thing in between is called a fraction bar. You can put it right next to the fraction bar as well. Okay? So that's getting the slope by just counting it on the graph. So I want you to get these two slopes on this graph, so I'm going to read off the ordered pairs. Well, that's not a good idea. I'm going to do it on here because it's going to be easier for you guys to see. So this ordered pair right here is negative 3, 1. The ordered pair on the right is 2, 3. On this equation, it's negative 3, 2. And right here, we go out 3 on x and 0 on y. So we're just going to count the slope between two dots. So it doesn't matter if I go up first and to the right, or if I go down and to the left, because I'm going to get the same damn thing either way. So I'm just going to go up 2, that was a plus 2, and to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 5. Right, so the rise, y to the sky, for this problem, your m is 2 over 5. And you can't reduce this, so you're done. If you can reduce whatever fraction you have, you always have to reduce it. If you forget to reduce it, you lose a half point. So you know. I could also go this way, down 2, and to the left 5. Let me write it in white so you can see it better. So if you have negative 2 over negative 5, they just cancel. The negatives cancel. So you get 2 over 5. So again, regardless of which way you count, you get the same slope. Right? Just like in that first example with the table of values, if I did the last, right, 4 minutes minus the 1 minutes, we're going to get the same slope. So it doesn't matter which points you count in between. As long as you have y on top and x on bottom, you're going to get the correct answer. So here, we're going to go down 2. So minus 2 here, and to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So down 2, right 6, we could go up 2, left 6, same difference. So your slope, y first, y to the sky. Elise, what does that reduce to?
Negative 1 over 3.
Negative 1 over?
3.
Good, perfect. Negative 1/3. So when both numbers are even, it's the easiest way to reduce. You just cut them both in half, right? Divide by 2, cut them in half, whatever way works best for your brain. but negative 1/3. So even if they're gigantic numbers, if you notice they're both even, just cut them in half. It makes it easier reducing the fractions. So it says in part A of problem 2, pick 2 new points on the line to find the slope. Do you get the same slope? We kind of already talked about that. Yes, you're going to get the same slope. Because right here, I could have counted up 1, left 3, negative 1/3, right? Could have counted down 1, right 3, negative 1/3 again, right? So it doesn't matter as long as the line is straight. Does not matter which 2 points you count. You just have to look for where they exactly cross on the old grid pattern. Okay, so we talked about that. So you can write this formula down. I personally hate this formula. And as soon as I saw this formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, I'll write it right here. So you can think of this as just difference of y's over difference of x's. I saw that formula when I was a freshman in high school and thought to myself, I don't want to memorize that formula, so how can I make it easier for myself? All I remember is I subtract the y's over subtracting the x's. As long as I do that consistently, as in I do the second y minus the first and the second x minus the first, then I'm going to get the correct answer. So you can write that formula down. If it works better in your brain to remember change in y's over change in x, you guys know about the little triangle you can write means change. So change in y's over change in x. Super handy in history because you talk about change all the time. You can just write the little triangle and you can take notes faster. And you just remember y to the sky. So if you think you're going to screw up which is on top, y's or x's, just right next to this, and better even in the most obnoxious color or highlighter you have, highlight or write down like y to the sky so you remember that. Then you won't screw that up. Because we're going to give you an example. Yeah, always rise over run. Exactly, Ari. How's the face feel after your oral surgery, by the way, Ari? Is it painful? Ari got some work done. It's the worst. No, he's enjoying his buzz is what that means. It works as long as you can still function. Okay, so let's do a problem with this. We have -1, 0, and 3, -2. Question, Anna? No? You're just doing one of those talk to the hand moments. Okay, so we're going to do second y minus first y, -2 minus 0. Second x minus first x. See, you don't have to remember the formula. As long as you're consistent, it's no big deal. Now, this is where freshmen screwed up. My juniors still screwed this up as well. Remember the formula. This negative is always in the formula, right? So I'm going to do second x, 3. This minus is from the formula right here. This is also negative, so I have to have 2 negatives in a row here. Okay? And show me with your arms. Minus a negative means what? Yes, good, right? You can do like the little, right? That. Minus minus makes plus. That's what I'll get you guys to say. So what I do is I just make this into a giant plus right here. Because if I do that kind of thing, I'm not going to screw it up because I'll see that giant plus and I'm not going to subtract them because I try not to be stupid. Sometimes I am, but I try not to, right? So -2 minus 0 is -2. 3 plus 1 is 4. Both numbers are even, so you can cut them in half. -2 cut in half is -1. 4 cut in half is 2. Simple as can be, -1/2. Okay? I'm going to give you one to do on your own, and take this as a challenge, not an insult. I'm going to fool at least half of you. Just over this thing right here. You'll still screw it up, even though I'm still making a big deal out of it and pointing it out here, right? So don't screw it up. You got this. Here's your 2 points. Do the math. I give you 2 minutes. And then I'll show you what the answer is, and you can see if you screwed it up or not. Be careful with your negatives. If you need to use a calculator, use your calculator so you don't screw up the negatives. Do whatever you got to do. How's the blurry factor on the screen? Thumbs up good, thumbs up, thumbs down bad? Medium at least? Oh, Charlotte's suffering over there. Does it work? Am I saying enough, Charlotte, so you can understand? Okay, good. Bad for you too, Santiago?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just like super blurry.
Are you, Charlotte, are you in Superior or Louisville?
Louisville.
Louisville, how about you, Santi? Santiago, where are you at? Superior or Louisville? Santiago's learning how to unmute his mic.
Lafayette.
Lafayette, okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's a Broomfield thing, if that extends to Lafayette with screwed up internet issues, but.
I think I know the answer.
All right, I'll do it in just a sec. Raise your hand if you need more time. Okay. I'm going to start doing it up here so you can double check and see if you got it right. Give me a thumbs up if you got it right. That includes all you freaks with your picture camera's not on. I can still see thumbs up from you because you can do the nod thing. Right, good. Ari, thank you. Noah, thank you. And put your camera on if you can. Ari, I respect because he's got the faces swollen up from the oral surgery, so I get it. Although I just go for it, you know. Parker, good. Okay, so -4/3. When you're subtracting two negatives, the strategy I've told you like 17,000 times already is add the numbers, keep the sign. Subtracting two negatives, add the number, keep the sign. So if you suck at negatives, write that down. When you're subtracting two negatives, add the numbers, keep the sign. And then you'll never screw that up again. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, moving on. All right, so you are going to draw this. The white lines are like the X and Y axis. Remember how I said Y to the sky? Y to the sky, Y axis to the sky, so you can always remember which is which. So I've got this weird way to help you guys remember which is no slope versus undefined versus zero slope. So here's what I do. I draw a one-legged snowboarder. This line is green right here. He's on top of this green line. This is a vertical line, right? Horizontal goes this way. You look at the horizon out your window, that's horizontal, right? Vertical up and down. So this little snowboard dude takes a big jump. smashes onto the x-axis. And now our friendly little snowboarder dude or dudette is undefined, right? They're a smashed, bloody mess on the x-axis. They are now undefined. So stupid ways to remember things will help you. So use that kind of stuff. Like if I told you some of the memory techniques that I've used, I would never in a million years tell you the strategies that I came up with. Just as far as like creating a mnemonic or doing weird stuff like this, like the weirder the better, you guys are way more likely to remember. The weirder the better. So if it's a vertical line, the slope is undefined. Slope is undefined. They also use, just so you're aware, they will also say no slope. So these two are used interchangeably. It just depends. Sometimes you'll see no slope. Most times I think you'll see undefined, but not every time. So just be ready for the difference. So raise your hand if you do snowboard. I don't. That was a mild snowboard there. Who was that? Jesus. It was, come on, cooperate. There we go. So if you've been on a snowboard, you've been on a flat, right? You come down, ski down the run, and all of a sudden it kind of flattens out, and you still got a ways to go to the chair. And you have to do one of these moves, right? You kind of hop along. That is zero fun. So if you have a line that is horizontal, you think zero fun. Your slope, m equals 0. So on a flat, on your snowboard, doing this move is not very fun. So 0 slope. I don't have to remember this because I just look at this one, and as long as I remember this dude smashes on the x-axis and is a bloody mess and is undefined, the other one's 0. Right? So if you can kind of segment your brain like that, it just makes it easier to figure out. So what is this slope? Show me with your hand. Good, Dawson. That was fast. Cole, good job. Yes, Elise. 0 slope. M is 0 right over here.
There's a glare.
Yeah, it's just a horizontal line. So just draw like XY axis horizontal. The glare is exactly in between, like right there. So the problem's right there. It's a horizontal line going this way. This one is a vertical line. So what's the slope? Anyone? Say it out loud. Vertical line is what kind of slope? Undefined. I read Anna's lips. Undefined, right? So he would crash on, or she would crash onto the x-axis and be smashed into bits. Undefined. So here, we can just write UND dot. You can also say no slope, because you might see either. Okay. So this is just a general, so here's a perfect example of like, this is what the book tells you. I have another strategy which I think is much better than this. We're just going to talk about all this stuff we already have, but just talk about it again. Then I'm going to give you what I like to call the stupid face. So I'll draw this stupid face, which will help you remember all this information. Okay? So we'll talk about this stupid face in a minute. So here's how I view this. Again, I'm not going to start here because I've got a better strategy for remembering this. I view this line as going downhill. Okay? It's going upper left to lower right, going downhill diagonally. That means it has a negative slope. You think of like a situation in your life that's going downhill, it's negative, right? So negative slope. This is going up, up, positive. Up is positive, down is negative. So you just got to upper left to lower right, diagonal down, negative slope. Lower left to upper right, positive slope. We already talked about horizontal line, no slope, vertical, undefined. All right, here comes your stupid face. Not that you have stupid faces. It's okay, I laugh at my own jokes on the inside, so don't worry about it. So we're going to draw those, if you could see that line up there. Right, so there are the two eyebrows. Here's the nose. So this one, is it positive or negative slope? It's going up. What is it, positive or negative? Up is positive. So you put a little plus. The eyeball's a plus. Here it's going downhill, so it's negative. Stupid face helps you remember. This is a vertical line. Vertical lines are undefined, so you put a little U at the bottom of the nose. Then you can remember vertical lines are undefined. And then horizontal lines, you put the little circles on the end, zero slope. Vertical, undefined. Uphill, positive. Downhill, negative slope. Horizontal, zero slope. So like even drawing this thing on the board makes me angry, right? Because I really don't like stuff like this. But if it works for one of you guys, it's worth it. We'll go one of you guys, it's worth it. Okay? So if the stupid face works for you, fantastic. Use it. That is all I got for you. Your homework is page 298, 8 through 32 even, and 39. So right up there. And there's a quiz. So it's still not working to submit the quiz work for most of you guys. We've already raised it up to like whatever levels of Schoology it's getting screwed up. Nice. I like how the cat goes right over the screen there. That's a good one. Awesome. Oh, God, I just pinned him by accident. Let's stop that. Okay, so I did a quiz work thing, so you can submit your work for the quiz under that quiz work assignment. But if you click on the calendar, you can see all this stuff. So 298, 8 through 32 even, plus 39. We're only spending one day on this. We're going through 5.4 this week. We're going to have 3 quizzes. So you can check out the week's agenda. And then I'm not posting assignments until the day that we cover the material, because I kept having people do them early when I hadn't even taught you yet, which just seems kind of crazy. So bust a move on that assignment. Ask me whatever questions you need to. I'll just be here grading stuff. I'm also going to create a breakout room and pull people in that I need to talk to. Okay? Let me just check my chat, make sure there's nothing random in there. Is it any more clear, Charlotte? Yeah.
Just everybody's cameras turned off and nothing was there, but now it's good.
Okay, good.
The quiz isn't there.
Okay. I'll make sure it's published. Just give me 1 second. Schoology's going really slow right now on my side. You're looking, that was Charlotte, I think. You're in the week 6 folder, right?
Yes.
And you don't see the lesson quiz at the towards the bottom?
Got it.
Okay, cool. And you'll see that quiz work thing in there too. Hey, Maddie Bratz,
Yeah,
you want to figure out that assignment real quick?
yeah.
I'll throw you in a breakout room, so it'll be there in a
Okay,
second.
thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll turn those.
So 827.
Yeah, I was just looking like through my grades, and it said that I had a missing assignment, but I never thought I didn't do one. So, especially not that early in the year.
Is it the image map? Because that's the only thing that's not in Schoology and is only in IC. Let me pull up IC and double check that.
Yeah, I'll go to 2 because.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Alright, I'm logging into IC.
It says that it's the page 13, 9 through 23 odds, plus 45 and 47.
Okay. Let me go down here. Still loading.
Yes.
So slow. Alright, it's almost there. Still loading. Jesus. There we go. me look at the IC or the Schoology grade book. Sometimes you finish it and it'll block your submission. So let me just make sure that's not the case. Let's go through. Have you looked for page 13 just to see?
Yeah, I'll look through like pictures I took because I still have all the ones.
Okay. Yeah, the grade book is still loading. Trying to look at it in a different way.